Nuclear launch detected.
Well, that's another way to introduce everybody. All right, this is the HBBac crew again. Han, and Caiman.
So
And we are both playing Zerg, which is kind of terrifying. Although we've had a really good day, so there's a lot. I'm got a lot to edit and to upload. So, anyways,
just so everyone knows,
go ahead.
I rarely play Zerg, ever.
Well, it is your second best race,
Like,
though. So, okay, anyways.
Yeah,
So,
but
in the bottom left-hand corner, we have HBBac's Caiman. Right next to him, HBBac's Han. The upper right-hand corner, the Thechengster? I think that's what... I don't know.
Fribble?
Yeah, it's something. And Fribble. So, it is a
Thechengster?
TPVZZ.
I don't know.
And we were indicating to each other. I said I was going to scout this guy. He said he was expanding down here. And that guy kind of tripped us out. No, there, he went to change directions. So that was me spotting him and telling. Now, I'm super well practiced in getting those guys. So whenever they go through my mineral line, like, I inherently want to kill them. It's just rude to go through somebody's mineral line like that. So there. It's kind of pretty standard. This is weird. I don't really understand why people, like, do that. But it doesn't matter. Decently standard.
And I don't necessarily. Is this standard? Is this what most standard peoples do in TVZ?
Well, I mean, they have. Well, what do you mean TVZ? There's so many. There's. Four.
I mean,
you have to have. There's 4 letters you have to have on top of the V.
TVZ,
like
V, PV,
Yeah. Okay, the semantics. It doesn't matter.
D.
So they have gone the Thechengster. Yeah.
The Thechengster, Brad. Just it's the Thechengster.
Really? The Thechengster. Okay, sure. The Thechengster. He went for earlier gas, so I actually thought that we would be seeing dudes. What are they called, Han?
Zealots, Marines.
Reapers. That was it.
Stalkers.
Reapers. No, Reapers.
Gotcha.
And then there is this, which, depending on... Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so 1. Whoops. So, we definitely saw that coming up, which was nice to know about. Like, okay, they're getting ready to expand here. And I'm super glad that guy survived. So we're doing a decently standard build. Han here expanded first. And then went pool. I did exactly the opposite, mostly for so that I could start getting attacking units out, or rather defending units. We've played a lot of games today where we were defending, so my rally points way up.
Yeah, but we were awesome at it.
We were. So that will be one of those things. Han just put down his roach warren there, so he had that going down. And while our Terran Fribble went straight to factory after his command center. And you're over.
We have an expansion. Well, I mean 2 coming up, but.
Yep. And Fribble is
then
down here.
I lose my overlord.
Yeah, that was kind of upsetting. He was so nice. But so he's down here getting ready to expand.
He likes to play checkers.
Yeah. Did that. Enriched mineral field. Played checkers. Okay, I guess that's fair. We obviously don't have the oomph to go over there and kill that. 6 lings to 6 marines. The marines win every time. Oh, I guess I have more now. 14. That would still be too close for me.
By the way, this was the game where I had 6 hatcheries up.
Oh, this is that game. Okay. So there's that expansion up and running. We've actually gotten decently well. I guess Han got pretty good at that. I'm positioning this guy over here just to keep an eye on that expansion, knowing that it's going down. We watched him do that. Which actually kind of, I'm sure that sets us back, like, majorly for a while. We got a whole bunch of gateways going down. Forge coming out.
Yeah, this
one
was...
attack.
I mean, this game just, like, I mean, it took a while, but
I think we were impressive. I'm really.
But
I'm kind of
I mean, it was
upset.
like back and forth. But eventually, because I had 6 bases and was like on top of my injections.
So what you're saying is you played it like
And
it was a
yes,
Zerg
yes,
game.
just to let everyone know, I am bragging. It's not even humble bragging. I'm bragging about this. I feel like a better person because of those injections.
That, and you know what? You rock on with your bad self there, Han. So seeing that this was going down, I wanted to disrupt it in every way, shape, and form. Brought my lings over to, disruption.
Distraction!
Yeah,
Distraction!
and knowing that these guys were coming, but on top of that, those guys. I guess he really didn't have as much as I thought that he really did.
No, you
That
should
was
have
kind of scary.
taken that.
I really should have, but alas, and I really wasn't on top of my injections. I had banelings coming, so that's really why I was not. I don't. That's why. No, yeah, hesitant. That's exactly the word that I wanted. And of course, he widow mines, which is okay. I don't really know why there, of all places.
See, I've just started pulling out units, which is kind of late.
Well, but it depends on what we're doing, because you have your roaches, and
True.
I was going on the attack with my lings, so photon cannon there going down. Now the widow mines are the bigger issue, at least for me having the fleeing army. And really, I needed to expand over here way faster. I should have been expanding now. So there, if you're playing Zerg, seeing that should have brought about another expansion. Just throwing it out there. That's really how it should work. But alas, it's not. So he's going mostly bio, 3 barracks, plus the starport, and we have up here the robotics facility, but only 3 gateways. Twilight Council, 4 gateways, sorry. Can't count. I guess I could just pull up like my structures tab. That's spending. That's not structure. What structures? T? T. Oh, that's way too much to deal with. So I'm moving out again, knowing now that I have my baneling speed and whatnot, I want to deal with these. Otherwise, this is actually a decently passive game. Seeing those go down, he wasn't going back over there. Back over there.
Over there.
Yeah. Otherwise, Roach, Hydra, Army, good for backing up as the meat and whatnot. The good meat of the army. I don't really want to say specialty, because specialty is one of those, like, oh, I have a specialty, like, but I'm not that good. My strength is harassing, so I love my fast-moving armies. And then, all of a sudden, you pull out swarm hosts, and those are fantastic, too. And I don't know why. This was just really poorly timed that my 2 banelings went in just as this army was going over there. I could have taken them. I should have taken them. He unfortunately just kind of leave there to hang out. So my whole army's there, and now I've got my mutalisks. Roach Hydra army growing. And actually, that's pretty terrifying. Like, overall, that's not a particularly comforting sight to have. All this Marines, 3 medevacs. And I don't know that Observer was there, but that's not fun either. Observers everywhere. And so it begins. Bunches and bunches more gateways. And barracks. So that's where fighting against Terran, I always had that. And Han, I don't know how you... Although, do you really do, like, Zerg as a 1v1?
No, I don't usually do Zerg as 1v1s.
Okay. Our resident Terran player. Playing Zerg. And actually, I'm impressed with how good you did at it. Now this, because of this guy right there... I know, be super flattered. I was ready to attack this as soon as that finished. My dude died. And I don't know why he put this command center way the heck out here. But he did. So they're... And this is where we kind of
Oh,
messed
hey, there's
up.
an observer there.
Yeah, this is where we kind of messed up. Our armies were not up for beating this one, or for these ones. My Mutalisks over there, my Lings were over here on the left-hand side, and of course then they attacked from the right. So... Now I think this is where we were screaming at each other because I missed it. But I went around there to cut them off. And now I wanted to take out this base again. I'm really glad that that worked with all those banelings on that, Yeah, this didn't end well. So here's our battle, or our pseudo-battle.
Yeah, I put them on an
All my
attack
lings
order and
got
they found a
annihilated.
pylon.
But in the end, it was all right. Take that.
I was able to save most of my army.
Yeah, and I came over here and started attacking the expansion, which is where, with my reinforcement, which is what theoretically should draw them off, is the fact that I've just taken out his expansion. So the army comes back, little reinforcements here, take out that expansion, and they're coming over to stop me. But they can't.
They're coming over to try and stop you.
Yeah, they try. They fail miserably. But it'll suck that we really still can't do anything over here. I had 2 lings that were still over there. I can't believe that. So the armies are kind of getting pulled out of position, mostly to defend, of course, the Terran base up here, which was, okay, the less they have to be able to work with, as far as expansions and whatnot, man, the happier we would be. So they got those turrets up, and then it was kind of a, well, let's face it, I wasn't coming in with 3 turrets sitting right there, and only my, how many of these dudes did I have? What, 26. I should have taken them. There's a lot of should-haves. Now
Should've,
here's
coulda,
the
woulda.
issue with going strictly Stalker as Protoss. It doesn't work. I mean, I guess it does work if you know you're 4-gate and you're all in and you're just going to run for it, but realistically, especially against this with Hydralisks, if they were all attacking at one time, this army gets annihilated.
Yeah, my bad.
It happens. But you pull them back, and I kept over here killing. Now I had to run away because that army was back there, and this is where we did pretty good. Splitting up their armies, knowing that each Stalker costs at least as much as any Hydralisks. Any Hydralisk. So we could take them. And I've got my 10 Marines, my, what, 16, 17, 18 Zerglings. And now here's where it gets hinky for us.
Yeah, this I think shortly after this I realized like I need like
Yeah, we were. Well, and I came in swooped from the
like
side. So
I need to be able to
we actually had
make
a good
more
concave on them. The issue was that we weren't taking out the medevacs like we needed to. But we could lead them away and bring up a whole bunch of banelings.
You lead them away.
Yeah, well, hey, as long as they get the heck away. And I got a whole bunch of banelings. Now this is where I believe I've switched over to, oh not yet, I attempted to macro hatch. It didn't work nearly as well as it should have, or I wanted it to. And unfortunately my Mutalisks get pinned back at this point, and now there's a whole wall of turrets. He really did have an observer just hanging out right there in your base, knowing exactly what was going on. Good grief, child. Well, that is certainly one way to macro hatch. What was that thing that just died?
Oh well, then I took this base down here.
Well, that'll do it. So with all of
Add
that,
queens on each of them. Throwing down creep tumors.
and that's I was impressed with our creep tumors this game. Because we literally had half the map covered. And that's going over there. Now here's where the harassment comes in. And I love doing it. Don't have to win the game. I just got to do enough that they can't. That's all that I wanted. That Nexus, all I wanted in life right then. And the entire Stalker army. So this is where dealing with just strictly gateway units, yeah, you know, the gateway units are kind of the staple of any Protoss army, but the issue being that eventually they wear out. You can't really use Stalkers here to defeat this many Mutalisks. Well, Mutalisks in general. the
Unless
Hydra
you
army.
can, like, you know, micro the crap out of them and blink them everywhere.
Well, but they can't go out to get my Mutalisks once I fly over the edge. So that's where it turns into a, like, you know, they're not really that helpful at this point.
Yeah. They'd be better off getting out, like, 2 Phoenixes.
Yeah, you know,
Or,
just to
well,
harass
I mean,
the
you know, that
harassers.
relative... Building my army back up
There are
again.
I had way more lings than I thought I did at this point. And you had a
39
giant
roaches, 30 hydralisks, 6 queens.
Alright, now here was the plan for us. I would attack here when he went over here and got the armies out of position. So as soon as the army got to move out of position, I could go over there and kill. Here's where we screwed up on our communication. I wanted to take all these lings and wait to come around for a backside attack, like Sulfur. Nobody will get that joke.
I don't even get that
I know,
joke.
it's a chemistry joke, and there's like 5 people on the entire planet that'll actually laugh at that. So for these guys to come in and attack up here, and then my lings to all come around and hit from the backside when these armies move over to defend. Granted, oh, yeah, this wasn't really good for me. They finally started countering my Mutalisks.
Oh yeah, Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings and the Phoenix, they're not Phoenix, and the, whatever these are, Stalkers, the hell. And so this is where we needed to go. And then we went. God, that's so many.
What, roaches, hydras?
Yeah, they like 3-shot of that. So, now that this army is moving down and around to defend this, this is where we were yelling at each other. And I started my move up. And he blinks right into all my Banelings, which on the one hand saved the Terran army, but demolished his. Now once those guys are done, I can come in and defeat this base again. So here's the issue we ran into, was that was still a big Terran army. So it ends up killing everything. At least all of Han's roaches and Hydralisks. One, I had
Well,
my
they
personal
pretend
favorite,
to.
my swarm hosts were ready. The other thing, I still had my Mutalisks. Now, here was my issue, is that I knew that those guys were right there. All my swarm hosts were right there. So, we are less than a screen away, and I had to move them back. Those guys sat there for way too long. They really needed to make death. I didn't realize that I lost all of my Mutalisks, so that kind of sucked. Not even kind of, that really sucked. But I had, let's see, how many of these did I have? I had 27 swarm hosts. 5 Mutalisks in production. So, in the end, it worked out rather well. I'm willing to sacrifice the I mean, I really wish I wouldn't have had to, but I'm willing to sacrifice Mutalisks to get a whole F-bomb ton of swarm hosts. I don't think I'd realized, even at this point, oh, there we go. Good lord. I was just kind of like Humpty Dump. And they knew that I had swarm hosts, so I brought them up there. Now, at this point, I'm really surprised they didn't see this. I'm really surprised. But the Roach Hydra army is back, not with vengeance, but good. Wow, you really do have that many hatcheries. You're only using half your geysers, but you do have that many hatcheries.
Well, you know, I got so just involved with everything that
With the
half
micro.
the stuff I just
The
forgot.
micro. So
I
they
was
were-
just like running through injections and trying to build the army back up. I had workers just like sitting around twiddling their, you know, proverbial thumbs.
Do SCVs have thumbs?
Well, the guys inside of them do.
You know, I guess that's fair. So the
The
Protoss player
drones
actually
have
knew
little pincers, so they were twiddling whatever little pincer
whatever
parts they
pincer
had.
things they had. So he knew how to deal with this, and he had the observer, which was okay. But once Han came over here with his army, we had them pinned in. There was really no getting out
They were
of that.
gone.
My poor mutalists, though, are all scattered about. Now, really, at this point, we should have 100% pressed our advantage. But we were coming back from kind of a... God, I had so many minerals. I had 2,000 minerals and no Vespene. Let's see, what were you rocking out over there? Wow, zero
Yeah, I was-
Vespene and your 1,300 minerals. Well, I guess it's a good thing that you had so many geysers taken over with no workers in them.
Yeah. Because it would have sucked if those got mined out too.
Yeah. So now we're building back up. This is the best part about free units, is that you don't really have to care about them. Just let them go. They can just kind of do their thing.
Yeah, but I knew that they were coming down this way, so I had kind of got my guys set up into position.
Yeah, which was, I
Cut
mean,
them off.
they'd kind of been favoring that side down there. The bigger thing for them was all of a sudden they had to deal with a whole bunch of swarm hosts. I mean, that's a lot of swarm hosts. 25 swarm hosts and 19
locusts.
mutalisks. Not exactly a small undertaking.
Let's see, 31 roaches, 37 hydralisks.
This was good. I feel like we could have picked a little better engagement. I like your idea here with the queens, except they don't move for squad off of creep.
Yeah.
And when they're up in the front, that's
Well,
not
I think at those ones... Oh no, yeah, I just like grabbed everyone and was like, let's go! This was like the final push for me.
Yeah. Now here, they had a decent concave. My Locust had a little bit better one. What is that observer? I don't get how they're seeing me. But that's okay, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's right there. And now they're trying to draw us back into the siege tank fire, which is alright, except siege tanks were a little out of position. Especially considering the army that we had marching at them. And he kept trying with the stalkers. So that's how the stalkers kind of... You know, only going stalkers is great until it doesn't work anymore. But...
Yeah,
so
well, that's like only going Marines with like no medevacs. That,
yeah,
I mean, you can do it, but it doesn't really
help.
work well.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but that was that. So this was actually a pretty big game, even though their bases were... The biggest thing that we kept doing was A, harassing their expansions, and then B, teching up. I guess mostly you really didn't tech up. You did your thing, and that was it. But-
I teched up that game. I had a bunch of tech.
No, I mean, but you just had Roach Hydra. Like, you didn't throw in, like, Brood Lords or
Oh, yeah.
Ultimus or even Infestors or what. But that doesn't matter. Either way, it was a good game for us. Any last words? Any more little tips that you want to give everybody? give
Well,
Torsten
I mean,
much.
I don't know how qualified I am to giving tips.
I mean, not about this.
Um,
This is a life section of
Oh,
Hobo
life
Bacon.
itself?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because your last one
not
was
right now. Maybe later. Maybe I'll have a brilliant thought in like, 15 minutes
I wouldn't count on it.
when we're doing our next segment.
That's fair. All right. Well, that's it for us for this time on Hobo Bacon. But we have like 3 more we're gonna do. Anyways, that's it for us. Later days.